So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. Alright, so week 8 of the NFL season is coming up. For Chicago Bears, they will be taking on the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday Night Football, looking for their 3rd win of the season. In this video, as always, I'm going to give y'all my 3 keys to the game on what I think the Bears should do to be able to win this game. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we're doing the Bears. I'll try to keep this quick as I am still recovering from being sick, so I apologize if I have moments where I'm, sniffling, or it sounds like my voice is, kind of stuffed up, or I sound congested. I apologize for that. I'm still recovering from being sick. So I'll try to keep this as quick as possible, but informative as possible. So let's get straight into the first key of the game. I said this last week. The first key of the game, as always, is you're going to have to get pressure on Justin Herbert, especially. Last week, I thought the Bears defense played very well. I thought the linebackers were flying all over the field. The Bears were able to force turnovers. The secondary blanketed all those great receivers that the Raiders have. They were able to stop the run game. I thought the Bears defense played really well, except for the pass rush. Only 1 sack against Brian Hoyer. And there were moments in that game where Brian Hoyer had a lot of time to throw, and he had guys open. He would just overthrow guys. The throws would be off by 5 yards, or he would throw ducks straight into our defenders' hands. And while that's all fine and good, I don't think you can do that with Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert has been a very good quarterback ever since he came into the league. He's been their star franchise quarterback, and he's very accurate with the ball. He's able to fit balls in tight spaces. He's a very good deep ball thrower. And he has a very good supporting cast as well. Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnson, Donald Parham Jr., Gerald Everett, Austin Eckler, you name it. He has some very good weapons on that team. Offensive line has been a little bit shaky for them. But, the Chargers have played some very tough opponents with very good pass rushes. They played the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. That was a game they lost. And they played the Chiefs last Sunday. That was a game they lost. But it was only because both those teams were able to get pressure on Justin Herbert. The Bears cannot come out on Sunday Night Football and let him sit back there for 7 seconds or more, because he's just going to pick you apart. He's just too good to let him stand back there. So you got to get some type of pressure on him, whether it's by blitzing, or maybe finally the 4 men up front can get some pressure on the quarterback. Either way, they're going to have to get some type of pressure, as to beat the Chargers, you're going to have to get pressure on Justin Herbert, make him make those tough throws, throw off the timing, throw off the rhythm in his timing, and force him to make some mistakes, and you have a pretty good chance to win this game. But that all starts with getting pressure on the quarterback, get a few sacks. I think the goal this week is to at least get 3 sacks on Justin Herbert. That way you'll have a better chance of winning this game. Point number 2, with the Chargers defense that hasn't been very good this season, they've underperformed, but they do have some pieces. Obviously, J.C. Jackson is no longer there, as he was traded to the Patriots again. But they still have some pretty good pieces, especially that pass rush. They have a pretty good pass rush. It's star-studded with both Joey Bosa and the former Bear Khalil Mack. It still hurts to see him in the Chargers jersey. But Khalil Mack had one of his best games of the season. I think a game before last week when he had 6 sacks alone. They're going to have to protect Tyson Bagent. We are getting Braxton Jones back, so that's good news. The bad news is that Darnell Wright is now dealing with the shoulder and toe issue, and he did not practice today. Protecting the quarterback is always important, especially for this Bears team, when they give up a lot of sacks, and so much relies on the timing of these routes and stuff like that. And when you have constant pressure in your face, you're not going to be able to be successful. And that goes with any quarterback, whether that's with Justin Fields or Tyson Bagent. If you're not able to protect the quarterback, then you're not going to be successful. So the Bears are going to have to do everything possible to shut down Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, Screen passes is one way to do that. Running the ball is always a great way to do that, to keep that defense on the field for long drives. They're going to have to convert on third down consistently this game. I thought they did a good job of that last week. We got lucky last week because Max Crosby was basically the only pass rusher on that Raiders team. And if you take him away, then there's really nothing else the Raiders can do. You might not get this luxury this game around. I know that they've kind of been, the Chargers defense has kind of been disappointing at times, but they still have two very good pass rushers, and if you're not careful, they can just tee you off. They can go off for like 4 or 6 sacks a game. So, protecting Tyson Bagent at all costs. You can't let him stand back there and get beat up. Get him out the pocket, get some play action going, work that run game early, get him out the pocket with some play action, let him take some shots downfield, get some halfback screens going, just to take the legs out of those two Chargers pass rushers. I would like to see the Chargers be limited to only 2 sacks on the day. If they're able to do that, I think the Bears have a pretty good chance of winning this game. Point number 3. I think it's time to let Tyson Bagent take some shots downfield. I see everybody, we're crowning him and stuff like that to be QB1. I see a few people like that. I'm not saying everybody, but to me, I think to be successful in this league is you're going to have to take some shots downfield with your quarterback. You cannot, just live off the run game and the short passing game, as defenses will adjust. They will take that away and they will force you to go down the field. We see it every week when Justin Fields was a starter. They're going to take away what he does best. They're going to force him to stay in that pocket and throw the ball. They're not going to let him run all over them. And that holds true for every quarterback. So when the Chargers got it, when they get this film this week, when they look at Tyson Bagent's game last week, they're going to see like, hey, this is what the Bears offense is going to want to do. They're going to want to, limit the amount of mistakes he's going to make, which possibly means they're only going to shackle him to throwing downfield when he needs to, if at all. So we're going to try to take that short stuff away, and we're going to try to get pressure on him. To counter that, I think the Bears need to work their run game once again, just to keep them honest. You can't rely on your run game getting 137 yards or 250 yards a game. That's not, realistic. But, working that run game, it keeps the defense on the field, it keeps them honest, and then it brings those safeties up, Derwin James and, in that back seven, it brings them up to the line of scrimmage, which gives you opportunities to take the top off downfield. That means we should be able to see a heavy dose of Darnell Mooney, of DJ Moore, and maybe possibly Cole Kmet over the middle. We had Tyler Scott should be getting involved a little bit more in this passing game. At some point, you're going to have to take the top off of defenses. I'm not saying he can't do it, but before I go ahead and crown him as the next Bears starting quarterback, the next great Bears starting quarterback, I got to see him put together, a game in which he is able to throw more than 15 yards down the field. Can he win us this game by throwing more than 15 yards down the field? If they let him do that and he makes the throws, then the Bears have a very good chance of winning this game, as the Chargers do have a tendency to give up big plays. But when you go into this game, they're going to take away the short stuff. They're going to force him to throw downfield. I say play into it. I say give Bagent as many chances to throw downfield as possible. Work that run game. Get him out the pocket. Take some shot plays out the pocket. Let him throw downfield, and that will make that Chargers defense think twice about coming up to the line of scrimmage trying to stop the run. Then you can start mixing in some short passes, some screens, some wide receiver screens, mixing in all the other stuff within your game plan. But the Chargers are going to try to take away that short stuff. So I think taking a shot down the field every now and then with DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, who should both have big games this week, as I am not very fond of the Chargers secondary. I think when you do that, take some shots downfield with those two guys, you have a very good chance of beating this Chargers team, and we've seen that as a recipe of success for other teams playing the Chargers. So, third key, take some shots downfield, give your quarterback a chance to take some shots downfield, and you have a very good chance of winning this game. But overall, I think the Bears have a fighting chance in this game. The Chargers haven't been really good. However, I think the Chargers are really desperate for a win at this point. They're coming off of 2 straight losses, both to very good teams with the pass rush. So for that reason alone, I'm going to have to give this game to the Chargers. I think it's going to be close. I have it 27-20 Chargers. I think the main thing is not necessarily the offensive end of the football for the Bears, even though they're kind of bipolar at times. You never know which Bears offense you're going to get. I don't even think it's going to be the back 7 for the defense. I think it's more the pass rushing issue. 1 sack is not going to do it. You cannot let Justin Herbert stand back there and pick you apart with the weapons that he has. You know, Keenan Allen has always been a very good weapon in this league. You can't let him stand back there and pick you apart, but I have a feeling that's exactly what he's going to do, as this Bears pass rush has just not shown the ability to get home with anything. And, you know, when you let a guy like that sit back there, pick you apart, you know, they're going to start early with their run game, and they're going to send receivers downfield. If you let, you know, if you're making your secondary cover for 7 seconds or more, eventually quarterbacks like a Justin Herbert are going to flush the pocket or sit back there and just deliver the ball on time and on target. And, you know, when the Bears defenders get close to quarterbacks, they seem to have an issue to finish and get them to the ground for the sack. So for that reason alone, I think I'm going to have to give the win to the Chargers. But it's very close. You know, I think the Bears have a fighting chance this game. Maybe if they win this game, that spurs a little bit of a winning streak. But overall, I think I still have my score going 27-20 Chargers. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who do you have winning? Do you have the Chargers or the Bears? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these Bears videos. As always, follow me on social media, as I'll be tweeting out stuff leading up to the game. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. Peace.